Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Meena Venkatesh and our today's topic is going to be on TDS, which is tax deducted at source on crypto transactions. So without any further delay, let's get started. As everybody is aware that the budget 2022 gave a clarity on the cryptocurrency transactions, that is, crypto is treated as a capital asset and any profits that you gain from your capital asset investment is subject to the taxation at the rate of 30% from the financial year 2022 onwards. And at the same time, they also gave a clarity that you cannot set off the losses that you incur, and also you cannot carry forward the losses. Additionally, government also specified on the TDS, which is tax deducted at source, at the rate of 1% from 1st July 2022. And now I'm going to tell you how this TDS is going to function in an Indian crypto exchanges. Now let's quickly look into the blog that was released by WazirX by simplifying the TDS on cryptocurrencies. So let's quickly run through it. The Finance Bill of 2022 introduced a new section, which is 194 yes in the Income Tax Act. That is usually 194 section is for the TDS transactions, and to levy a 1% TDS on any consideration paid for the transfer of virtual digital assets. So cryptocurrency is digital asset which is virtual. So it is subject to TDS at the rate of 1%. And the Central Board of Direct Taxes also clarified that neither buyers nor sellers have to worry about paying TDS to the government directly, but instead, if you're buying or selling through exchanges, exchanges will be responsible for paying TDS to the government directly. And also, furthermore, to understand this provision better, it is applicable from 1st July 2022 onwards on the transactions that is executed after 1st July 2022. Let's say that you have bought a cryptocurrency which is before 1st July 2022 and you are executing, that is, you are selling after 1st July. Then in that case, since the execution is after 1st July 2022, you will be liable to pay TDS at the rate of 1% on the sale transaction. Also, please note that as per these provisions, TDS would be deducted on each trade where a crypto asset is exchanged for INR or another crypto asset. If you are buying a cryptocurrency, let's say you're buying Bitcoin with INR, it is subject to TDS. At the same time, if you're buying Bitcoin using other pairs like Ethereum or Matic, then even these transactions are subject to TDS at the rate of 1%. Now, who is going to pay tax on these transactions is what we are going to cover furthermore. In case if you're buying cryptocurrencies using INR, on the buying transaction, you're not subject to tax deducted at source at 1%, while the seller of the crypto asset would be liable to pay TDS. That is, the seller who is selling it will be liable to pay TDS at the rate of 1%. But when a crypto asset is bought, is paying with another crypto asset, that is, if you're buying Bitcoin with Ethereum, then even the buying transaction is subject to TDS at the rate of 1%, and the selling transaction is also subject to the TDS at the rate of 1%. So it is on both the sides when you're using another crypto asset. And also, additionally, government came up with a notification where it said that as per Section 206 AB of the Income Tax Act, if the user has not filed their income tax return in the last 2 years and the amount of TDS is 50,000 or more in each of these 2 financial years, so each financial year, if your TDS is more than 50,000 and if you're not filing income tax returns, then your TDS would be at the rate of 5% instead of 1%. So, and it is really important for you to file your income tax returns on a regular basis, disclosing your incomes to the government. Now, let's quickly look into an example. Let's say in an INR market, you're buying 1 Bitcoin for 100 rupees. So Bitcoin seller, so while buying, you will not have any TDS, but the Bitcoin seller, when he is selling it, he will receive 99 rupees instead of 100 rupees because it is subject to the taxation of 1%. So Bitcoin buyers will receive the entire 1 BTC because there is no TDS that is deducted from the buyer's end. Now let's say if it's a crypto to crypto market. If one Bitcoin is sold for 10 Ethereum, that means one Bitcoin is being sold for 10 Ethereum. That means I have to receive 10 Ethereums. So Bitcoin seller, in order to receive 10 Ethereums, he should actually pay 1.01 BTC, that is including 1% TDS, in order to receive the exact 10 Ethereums. So the BTC buyer will receive 0.99 BTC, that is after 1% TDS. So the buyer will receive, instead of 1 BTC, he will receive 0.99, and the seller, while paying, he has to, in order to receive the 10 Ethereums, he has to pay an additional 1% TDS. Let's look into an example of P2P trades. In case of a P2P trading, 1% TDS would be deducted only at the time of sell order. That means while buying any USDT, you're not subject to TDS at the rate of 1%, but while selling, you will be subject to the TDS at the rate of 1%. So the seller places an order for selling 100 USD. Post 1% TDS deduction, a seller order would be placed for 99 USD, and the buyer would pay for 99 USDT, and the corresponding INR will be transferred to the seller's bank account by the buyer. So if you're selling 100 USDT and sell order will be placed for 99 USDT and not for 100 USDT, because 1% would be deducted straight away before executing the order, and the buyer would be paying for 99 USDT as he does not have a TDS at the rate of 1% at the time of buying. The TDS will be calculated on the net consideration which is payable after excluding GST or charges levied by the exchanges. So this amount is exclusive of the charges or GST levied by the exchanges. Now, just to summarize the entire discussion, let's assume that you are a normal person who has filed the income tax returns in last 2 years. Then, in case of a crypto that you're buying with INR, buying is not subject to TDS, but selling is subject to TDS at the rate of 1%. If it's a crypto to crypto transaction like Bitcoin to Ethereum or Ethereum to Bitcoin or with other crypto assets, at the time of buying, it is subject to 1%, and at the time of selling, it is subject to 1%. In case of a P2P trade, it is not subject to TDS at the time of buying, but it is subject to TDS at the time of selling. And in case if you're a person who has not filed the income tax returns, but if your TDS is exceeding 50,000 in each of these financial years, then in case of crypto INR, while buying it is not subject to TDS, but while selling it is subject to TDS at the rate of 5% instead of 1%. And crypto to crypto, both at the time of buying and at selling, it is subject to TDS at the rate of 5%. And P2P trade, while selling it is subject to the TDS at the rate of 5%, and while buying it is not subject to the TDS at the rate of 5%. And now you might be thinking, if crypto exchanges, which are foreign crypto exchanges, are they subject to these type of taxation norms? Binance is not charging TDS, or any other exchanges which is not registered in India is not subject to these rules and regulations. And that is the reason why the volume in Indian crypto exchanges reduced drastically, and the crypto volumes in foreign exchanges increased from 1st of July 2022. And yet another question that comes to people's mind is, can I claim this particular TDS that is being paid on behalf of me to the central government by these exchanges? Yes, you can claim this at the time of filing the IT returns, just like how you claim any other TDS. If you like my contents, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Tata, bye bye. See you all soon.